Hi, welcome to Suplex the Sticks, a gaming podcast hosted by David and Seth.
Hi.
This and Forrest.
Howdy.
Oh Lord, we're peaking. I changed the gain a little bit while we were doing that.
Yeah.
This
This is
fine.
peak.
It's peak. Peak something. I don't know about y'all, but I am stupid.
I could throw my hat in that ring as well.
Yeah, we all agree you're stupid.
So we took a small break because of me running. One of the things I love to do that does also make me stupid. Running long distances for medal and a banana. You get a banana at the end. That's great.
Like Donkey Kong.
I'm basically Donkey Kong at that point. Sometimes two, if you ask nicely.
Like Lanky Kong.
Yeah. So I ran. There was some other things that ended up happening, life things, and now we're here. I have put 3 to 4 hours into Blueprints, and I have uninstalled it because I can't do it. That's what makes me dumb. I don't know. That game, I'm not going to trash talk it because I think it's a good game. My brain can't do it. It doesn't have the ability. I think that the best way that I would be able to enjoy this game is if I sat in a room with Seth and Abba, probably, and we took notes while playing it and just kind of sussed it out together. But playing it by myself, I did not enjoy it. I got mad. There were puzzles I figured out that I was so glad that I figured out, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm cooking. And then I hit a room where I was like, all right, I really need to figure this out. And I struggled with it for 30, 40 minutes. And then I Googled it because I got that mad. And it was a solution that I'm 99% sure I never would have thought of me getting. And so then I was like, if that's going to be the way some of these solutions are, I'm okay. And I've been playing South of Midnight ever since. And that game is genuinely phenomenal. I am
Heck yeah.
almost done with it. I'm about 3 chapters from the end. There's 14 chapters. I just passed Hanging Molly. If you are playing along at home, Hanging Molly is a wild creature. The character design in this game is off the charts.
Yeah.
The art design, the music is amazing. The one thing I keep seeing people post online is that this is just an amazing PS2 game, and that really bothers me because there is...
Well, it would be an amazing PS2 game.
Sure, if this... Yeah, the PS2 would explode if it tried to do what this game is doing.
Do you think they mean mechanically? In the game feel of it, not the art direction.
I guess, but I think that linear action platformers are a genre. You don't have to say that it's a PS2 game.
Yeah, there's
true. A lot of
that is where they were the most popular.
Sure,
though.
but there's a lot of linear action platformers out there.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel clanky like a PS2 game.
Like a Ratchet and Clanky
right,
game.
Sure. But it doesn't feel like I'm not hitting the enemies. Like everything is tactile.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't feel...
There's good reactions for everything.
Right. Everything feels good. And it, the reactions are good. The animations are solid. But I think when you're describing something, and this is going to be the main point I have for this whole thing, is that when you're describing something as a good PS2 game, it gives a bad signal possibly to the person you're describing it to, because they'd be like, oh, then it's a good game, but it's kind of janky probably. And I want this game to have more of a chance than that, so please God stop describing it as that. This is a really good action platformer that is mostly linear. It has some branching paths that you can do, but it all even when they are branching paths, they end up going to the same result. Because it's just you doing a couple of objectives in a different order. And it's story driven, and you are like, there's these beautiful cutscenes. It has the sort of, I don't know if it's technically animated on the twos like Spider-Man,
Spider-Verse,
like Spider-Verse is, but it does have a little bit of that vibe.
Yeah.
Which is really fun. And it doesn't work its way into the gameplay, but even when you see like creatures hopping around and stuff, they are on the twos type thing. It's very interesting.
Heck yeah.
And it's just really, really good. Like, and it's got so much, like the vibes are just so there. Like the bayou stuff, there's a catfish that you're running around with, and
Neve?
No, not Neve. Or Max. Or I can't remember the name. Cammy, yes. They're not bringing back the podcast that they stopped doing forever ago. It's just...
The podcast was just...
Yeah.
The show, but shorter.
Right. But the catfish's name is just Catfish. That's what she calls him. And he speaks in a thick bayou accent, which is great.
Heck yeah.
But you play as this character named Hazel, and her house is up on like risers, and a hurricane comes, and her house gets swept away with her mom inside of it. And so you have to go, your goal is to go find your mom, basically. And you encounter a lot of deep, I don't know what type of, like folktale type characters. You run into a lot of like folktale type characters along the way. And it's just a blast. It really is. It's so good. And it's sort of getting the short end of the stick because it came out the same time as Blueprints, which is what the critics love. Like, you can look at the open critic for this game, South of Midnight, and like everyone is in love with it.
Yeah.
But the critics aren't as in love with it, but you can tell that the critics super love Blueprints. And so like it's just interesting how this is kind of shaken out. So I'm adding my voice to the please play this game. It's not that long. I've played maybe 10 hours and I'm almost done with it. So it's not going to be insane and sprawling and too long. And I'm so excited.
PlayStation 2 long.
Yeah. I'm really excited to listen to the soundtrack when I finish with the game, because I haven't wanted to go...
It doesn't let you listen to it while you're playing the game?
Well, no, but like when you're playing it...
It says insert this song here.
So like, kind of like the musical level in Alan Wake 2, when you're going through the level, if you go for like a side thing, the music will pause and go into a vamping loop. And then when you get back on track, it'll sing like the next verse or something. And so like I want to listen to the songs as a whole, but I don't want to spoil myself for what might come later in the game. So I haven't wanted to go to the soundtrack yet, because all the songs are what is going, like one of the songs was about hanging Molly, and one of the other songs was about the catfish, and like while you're going through the level. And it's all very cool and folksy and jazzy. It's great. Just a great... And it does the great thing that platformers should do, that Mario does, where the music will be... Like, music beats will happen when you do certain platforming things.
Oh,
so
beautiful.
Like, yeah. And that's great. Love that. It's been a fantastic game. I want more people to play it. It's been a good comfort for me. And I've been playing What the Car on my phone. That's my other thing.
What the Car?
Yeah, if you've played What the Golf, that was a fantastic game.
I see.
With cars.
But this one is What the Car, and It's very unique. What the Golf was a little more.
It's golf.
It was golf, but it was a little more golf oriented. Like you're just trying to hit a ball through crazy situations. And this one, like, I did a level earlier where the car has legs and it's on office chairs, and so it like the physics of turning the car is all jacked up because it's on office chairs with unwieldy wheels, which is interesting. So yeah, it's a weird game. Like what the Golf got weird too. Like the ball would turn into, like something that would grow spikes or something.
Like a car with legs.
Sure. The ball didn't ever do that, no, but it's okay. But the car does grow legs. And
maybe instead of
the car will ever turn into a golf ball, or golf balls as tires.
Yeah. So that was what I was gonna get.
That would be cool.
Yeah, it'd be callback.
I did play a level earlier where the back of the car turned into a scanning machine that spit out paper. It was weird.
Okay.
So the paper was a boost, but the car drove funny because it only had the front two wheels. There's a lot of weird physics stuff with the game, but it's fun.
Yeah.
But
it's always a good time when developers can just like play around like that with this stuff.
Yeah, and that's obviously what the studio likes to do because they went from What the Golf to
the car.
Yeah.
I wonder what the next evolution is, because there's not really a linear line from golf to car.
No, there's
Except
not.
in golf, you have golf carts.
And I tried.
And in cars, you have car seats. So maybe what the sea?
It's just ocean waves.
Yeah.
So
it's the ocean, but made of different things.
I tried What the Car. Like they could do What the Boat, but I tried What the Car like back when it came out, and I did not. I was like, this isn't What the Golf. I don't like this, and I went back to it because I was like, I need to justify paying for Apple Arcade. And so
you could play Pocket Card Jockey.
No, you'll never play Hollow Knight, so I'm not going to play your Pocket Card Jockey game. Sorry.
Excuse me.
Yeah, it's you.
I've been telling you it's good for longer than you ever told me Hollow Knight was good. So.
I don't know.
Pocket Card Jockey came out on the 3DS, my good chum.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I've been singing its praises.
And one day you'll play Hollow Knight, and then I'll play Pocket Card Jockey.
I saw a thing the other day that the Hollow Knight developers originally planned for it to be like a 2-hour-long game.
God, I wish.
And if it was that, I would play it.
I mean, you've played plenty of very long games.
Yeah.
He wants to play a short game for once.
I saw the hours that you put into Wild Hearts because it was on my wrapped up.
Yeah.
You have
Clearly,
the ability.
you played that.
All 80 hours of Wild Hearts. Destroying my PlayStation.
God.
That's bizarre.
But Wild Hearts, you could build a spring wherever you were and jump in the air and fly onto a monster.
You can do that kind of in Fortnite right now with the wind spirits. If you find one. Yeah. I don't... Triband. That's the name of the developer. I was trying to see what else they have made besides What the Car and What the Golf.
What the...
But
what the heck is going on here?
What have you been playing, Sith? I think I know what.
I have on the one hand been playing through the tactical roguelike RPG. Why can't I think of the name?
That's quite a title.
The Last Spell.
Oh.
Which came out a good bit ago, and I had a lot of fun playing with it. Never beat it because it gets very hard. But I got the itch to play it again because I remember seeing an announcement about the DLC coming out. And there had already been another DLC that came out And I booted it up, and I was like, ooh, I'll get this DLC, and it'll get me to play it again. And when you know, neither of the DLC are available on Switch.
That's weird.
It's
That's
really
just the way.
strange. I don't understand. This is like that one other roguelike RPG I played. I can't remember what that was called either. That I really enjoyed. And I had played a whole bunch of it, and I put it down because I knew there was like an extra piece of the story that I wasn't getting, and I knew that it was because I knew the game was still in like they were adding stuff post launch, and then however many months and months or maybe even years later, I picked it back up again, and there was no update, and I remember going and looking, and there's apparently no plans to add the final bit of the story to the game because it was too hard or something. I don't know.
The game was too hard?
Yeah.
No, it was too hard to put it onto the Switch.
Oh.
Which bummed me out.
Fake.
Yeah, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I'm not a developer.
Yeah, but we should hold them accountable.
Right.
And that sounds fake and dumb. Be better.
Because I know they put other updates in it. But, yeah, so I don't know if it's a similar situation here. Or if they just don't want to do it. But I have to imagine a game like that, though, would have the highest amount of sales on the Switch of any home console.
Yeah.
But who knows? I don't know that the DLC is out for other consoles either. It might just be on PC anyway. In which case, I guess I'd be fine with it. The other game I've been playing, I've played a few hours of it, is Blueprints. Or as David calls it, Blueprints.
I mean, it's what they're going for.
It is. It is a pun, and I didn't realize it until David said Blueprints the other day, and I was like, what are you talking about? Because I looked at the title as two words. Blueprints. And then David's like, oh, I know you've been playing Blueprints. I was like, what is Blueprints?
Yeah.
I'm not playing a game with blueprints in it, even though I am, and the game is very much about using blueprints.
It's a betrayal at House on the Hill, like.
It really is. I saw that you put that in the Discord when describing it, and I did not know what that meant until I booted up the game. I was like, oh yeah, this is just that. It is a first-person roguelike puzzle game in the vein of like The Room or any of those other escape room
Tommy
style.
Wiseau's The Room?
No, like the long-running mobile puzzle game series, The Room.
I see.
Any of those, and really even going back to the vein of like Myst and games like that. But of course, the twist here is that you are at this house, and when you go into a room, there will be multiple doors that are closed, and when you open a door, you will draft from a deck of potential rooms. There will be 3 of them, and you have to choose which goes where.
A Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories.
Yeah. So it's like Myst meets Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories.
Meets Betrayal at House on the Hill.
Betrayal at
Yeah,
House
yeah,
on the
yeah.
Hill, yes sir. Sounds like a perfect game, to be honest.
I found it to be quite intriguing. I actually, last night, I was playing it, and I finally was given a hint as to a clue of what these... every single room has these pictures on the wall.
Yep.
And I was like, what are these? And then I went into a room that had one of those fortune teller robots that you insert a coin. But of course, in this game, he's very dramatic and says a bunch of really creepy stuff. But then he gave me a hint and was like, oh, I understand it. But I have not gotten to the point. Everyone has said this is like a major note taking game, and there even is in one of the rooms you get is called called the Nook or something, and there is a little thing in there that says it might be good to have notebook handy to jot down some hints. And I have resisted that so far just because I hadn't really found any of the deeper, like, mysteries that I had to figure out. And that was the first one that I was like, oh, it might be helpful to, like, draw out a grid and put down all this stuff on here. I didn't do it at that point because I was like, I don't want to do this right now.
There was a good Blue Sky thread the other day that I was reading where
Finally,
someone said, oh, well, there's a lot of good ones. Blue Sky's good. Where they were talking about, and this is one of the things that actually turned me off of the game. I'm pretty sure that they said this in a parentheses good way. Mm-hmm. Like they were like, oh, this is great. They're like, yeah, I'm 70 hours in, and a note I took like within the first like 5 pages of my notebook helped me solve a puzzle. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's kind of wild.
No, that's not good. Like my brain just immediately was like, no, thank you. And like, so like this game also, I guess sort of like Hades, not to spoil anything for you, where you can roll credits, but it's not really the end of the game or the puzzles. And so like, people are like, yeah, I'm like 100 hours in and there's still like things that I'm trying to figure out. And it's like, what? Like, I mean,
I don't know. I feel like if you were saying that describing Hades, you would be saying that as a good thing.
Well, I would. Well, I mean, like Hades, you could do one run of Hades and be like, oh, I finished the game.
Sure.
But that's not really the story. Like, and so I don't know actually, because everyone's so kind of hedging, like not really wanting to talk about what's in this game. I don't know if there's still story these people are finding or if they're just enjoying the thrill of puzzle solving. That's what I'm saying. So like my thrill for going through Hades was not the challenge of playing the game. It was, I'm loving getting these little tidbits about the characters that eventually led to a great moment after the 10th run. 10th run is when they, at least the main story with Hades and everything, kind of culminated. You, of course, beat it like 30 times, I think, because you really fleshed out every character line. I chose to watch YouTubes of those because I couldn't do that because I did put a lot of time into it. But, like, I just can't imagine putting 100 hours into a puzzle game that's based off RNG.
Yeah,
like,
I don't
that's
know that
crazy
I would keep playing it for that long.
I could see you doing it, but I like after you talking about it, I'm like, okay, maybe he won't. I could see it firing off in your brain.
Yeah, I mean, but like there's definitely stuff in here that I find really interesting and rooms that I've been to where there's clearly some kind of secret there and I either don't have the means to figure it out now or I don't have the knowledge to figure it out. But yeah, I think that the sort of roguelike of it, the roguelike nature of the game in which, you know, you can get to a point where you only have one available door to go through and you draw a card that is a dead end and it's just like, okay, well, I know that this run is over. Or you have a bunch of potential doors and you don't have any keys to get through them. And so that stuff is frustrating.
Yes. That happens to me all the time, actually.
Well, that is one of the things that I ended up butting up against really hard and being like, I just don't like the loop that's happening here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it can be frustrating, and I think it is just sort of, to an extent, I think the game wants you to accept that there are going to be runs that you'll have that are dead ends, and hopefully you've found like a little tidbit of information to expand your greater understanding of what is happening, or something to take with you forward. But yeah, it can be frustrating because there are like multiple multiple levels of things that you need to interact with rooms. Like you need the right cards to be able to maybe follow up on something that you found in a previous run, and you might never see that in that particular room. You need to be able to have enough stamina to get from one place to another. You need to be able to have the physical items to access rooms, and then there are secondary items that let you do stuff within the rooms.
There's some rooms that are time locked.
Yeah,
I learned that the other day.
Ooh. So yeah, there is, but I think it is neat, because on the one hand it makes it annoying, but on the other hand it is so easy to just be like, all right, I'm done with this day. I'll start a new day and figure out what I can find and figure out a better approach to go for.
And I want to be very clear, because the discourse around this game has gotten really weird online, and I kind of don't like it. Like, people either are like, Blueprints is amazing, or I don't get it, this is a dumb game and it's bad. I appreciate what it's doing, and I think it's really cool. I just am well aware of the type of person I am and how I react to things. And I was like, oh, this just isn't for me. And I'm okay with that. If they had made a house, like a set house with all of these puzzles in it, I would have probably enjoyed that more. Yeah. It would be a different game, though. And so...
there are games like that.
Right. Yeah. All of the things that they put into it to make it unique and stuff ended up causing more friction for me than me being like, oh, that's interesting. Because I had a run where I almost I would have gotten to the antechamber. And I ran out of steps one step before the antechamber. And that was the one where I uninstalled. I was like, I'm good.
Really? Well, you probably couldn't even have gotten in. Because I've gotten...
No, I did, because I opened one of the doors. Or maybe you need to open all four. I don't know. Yeah, but I did open one of them. And it was the one I was going towards. But even then, I was just like, I'm good. The amount of gymnastics I had to do mentally. But that dartboard puzzle, I wish there was just a mini game of that. I actually really like that. A lot of people online think it's hard. My brain clicks with it, and I was just like, oh yeah, this is good.
I think the one hard thing is that it imposes an order of operations that is not
right.
That is not natural to the way we are taught to think about math. It took me a bit to grapple with it.
Between then, the two truths and a lie boxes, basically. I like those two.
Well, those are like the two easiest puzzles in the...
Yeah.
But yeah. So,
I don't know. I've heard stories about how far that dartboard goes the further you get.
But look, it's only ever just math, though.
Yeah.
It can't really be all that hard as long as you add the numbers together correctly.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. There's a bunch of different symbols that they throw in and stuff, and I'm interested to see what that would be.
Maybe.
I'll watch a video. That's what'll end up being what happens.
But still, it's a neat puzzle. It is just math, though. Simple geometry, as that one guy from that one game said. Hanzo. When he hit you with an arrow off a wall.
Yeah.
In Overwatch.
You can do bank shots in that game?
No. With the scatter arrow.
I see. I was about to be like, dude, I'll reinstall that right now.
I think it's only with the scatter arrow you could do that.
Dang. That'd be
surprised you haven't installed Marvel Rivals for us.
I have.
Oh.
I just haven't played it.
That's fair.
I want to. It just hasn't worked out yet.
David loves that game.
I would play it with people. It's just not a game that I would ever be like, I'm going to play this tonight by myself. Yeah. I would never.
It's no Fortnite.
No, because I can do Fortnite by myself. Solo. I was running around as Finn the other day, and I won.
Solo.
It was great. We didn't talk about that. They added Adventure Time characters to Fortnite.
I'll probably
and
drop some money on that.
I killed so many people as Finn the Human and then won with the Scorpion gloves and get over here chain as Finn the Human. What a weird video game.
Yeah. What a world we live in.
It is weird, and I don't... It hedges on why do I like this, but then there are times where it's like, oh yeah, this is why I like this. And one of them is getting Finn to do the gritty, and so that's it's kind of rad. And the facial animations they gave him was good.
Very nice.
And it's a weird game. I wish they would have added more Finn options. Give him the option to have his weird arm and stuff,
or his prosthetic arm.
Yeah,
grass arm.
Hat
That's
off.
what I was going for. Grass arm.
Yeah.
My brain.
No arm.
Yeah.
No arm.
Listen, Captain Hook is out there shooting guns with a hook.
This is true.
Adventure Time is such a wild one.
Yeah,
it really is.
I have a question about Marceline's axe base. Is that for use in the music festival, or is that like a pickaxe skin?
You're asking a question I don't know the answer to.
Dang.
But I can...
You should know.
Research after this. When I can go boot up Fortnite.
Yeah.
We can go look. The one weird thing, if you wanted to talk about monetization in video games for a second, is that... what's the name of Marceline's stuffed animal? I forgot the name of it.
Oh my god!
It's her favorite thing in the world. It's a little stuffed animal.
Hambo?
Hambo. Yep, Hambo. Hambo is a back bling.
Okay.
But usually each character has a back bling that's associated with them. Mm-hmm. Finn has his backpack. Marceline has
Hambo.
Well, she has Hambo, and she can also, instead of Hambo, have her guitar as the back bling, and it comes out as her pickaxe.
Sure.
And so it's just kind of weird that she has two back blings. That's a little weird.
It's because she's the best character in that show.
Where else would she put her guitar?
Well, it just goes in your pocket if you don't have it as your back bling.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
I agree with you. Lumpy Space Princess is a back bling, but you have to buy her separate.
That makes sense.
And so I didn't.
Good move.
I mean, I love LSP, but I'm not going to spend extra money to just have LSP as a back bling.
I think you should. I think you will.
There's chances.
I'm gonna report every player that I see using the LSP.
Why?
Because I hate LSP.
Why? LSP is great.
That's just because you can't handle her lumps.
Yeah.
She makes every situation. Yeah, sure. Every situation that she finds herself in that show, she makes it worse for everybody else. Well, yeah, I loathe that.
It's funny.
I loathe it. Really she never grows as a character.
No, she's.
But she also one time she gets the star taken out of her head and put in Kyridian, and it's weird.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it's true.
Adventure Time, love it.
What a show!
Jake
is Ice King in it?
No,
he's too busy stealing garbage.
Yeah, Jake doesn't really have.
Why'd he do that?
Things.
It's because he made it.
He didn't have to do that.
He didn't have to, but he made it into a garbage girlfriend.
Yeah.
What a video game. Genuinely a great video game.
Maybe my favorite theme song to a video game.
There's no other theme song like it.
I remember.
This is true.
Hold on. We picked that video game up before going to Wet and Wild one day. And
was it? I don't think it was Wet and Wild. We definitely were going somewhere.
We were going to
Ocala.
Orlando. It was, and we didn't know that the game had a theme song.
Yep.
And so Seth was playing with his sound on, and we realized there was a theme song, and we listened to it too many times.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Plugged
By
it into
plugging
sound
the
system.
3DS into the
oh my
aux.
god.
That was great.
God bless.
Uh,
All that compressed audio.
it was awesome.
Sounded so good.
Man, what an experience.
Yeah.
Very short game too.
Yeah, he beat it
I
on
beat
the way
it
to
on
Orlando.
the way.
Wow.
You know, back then you could have that could be a speed run. But I wonder what the speed run record is for that game.
And the special edition came with a stylus shaped like the sword.
golden sword. Yeah. I got that one.
Me too.
Yeah,
I think I still have it around somewhere.
that would be cool. I don't. All that stuff is gone.
The box was the Enchiridion.
Yep.
Yeah.
What a
It was
game.
a steel book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad you're liking Blueprints. Maybe if that
yeah.
was Adventure Time themed, I would like it more.
Forgot we were talking about blueprints.
Yeah, well,
You say it right. You say it wrong. That's what I think.
It sounds the same to me.
it's the same. It's the same.
Blueprints.
Yeah, that's what you
I'll
gotta
say it like the Smash
Bros.
announcer.
Or you can say it SNL style. Blueprints.
No, either one. I'll just keep calling it Blueprints. Because it is true.
But it's 2 words.
I'm saying Blueprints.
See, that
Blueprints.
time it
Blueprints.
sounded right.
Blueprints.
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 That time it was 1 word.
I don't feel it. Yeah.
You're saying blueprints.
Yeah.
No, I don't know about that.
I think so.
I'm saying Blueprints.
Well, now you are.
Well, I
That
wasn't.
time you said blueprints.
Yeah.
I hate this so much.
There's a
I-
blueprints and
Yeah.
blueprints.
Yeah.
The amount of rage I have inside of me right now.
You just have to say it right, and this will all go away.
I say it right every time.
No, sometimes you say blueprints, which is 1 word, and it's
I-
not the title of the game.
It's okay. It's fine.
How would you
You
say
have to
Blue
call
Dragon?
things-
What?
How would you say Blue Dragon? What was it? A launch game
Blue
for the
Dragon.
360?
That's what they would say.
Blue Dragon?
Blue
is
Dragon.
yeah, that was the 360 launch title. That was
With a
And it
Akira
had a
Toriyama.
That was an
DS
Akira
and a
Toriyama
DS
joint.
game.
Was it a DS game?
Toriyama joint.
There was a DS version. Oh,
Oh.
well, not a version, but it was like an isometric
Yeah.
RPG.
Yeah.
I
It
had
had a
that
subtitle.
game. I played it a little bit. Then
And
yeah.
it had an anime.
I remember always seeing ads for it in the monthly Shonen Jump magazine, but I never got around to actually playing it.
Me either.
Well, Forrest, what have you played?
I've been playing Dragon Age Veilguard,
Mmm.
which is fun.
Woke trash.
Fellas, if there's one thing about all of us on this podcast, I have some bad news for you.
This is we don't need to talk about the joke that my friend Jacob made the other day, but yeah, go ahead. You're good.
Yeah. So it's
Dragon Age, more like DEI age.
The joke was not about woke stuff. It was about none of us having to take the autism test because we
Yeah.
all obviously are.
yeah.
Because Austin said, "Let me show you my dinosaur and Power Ranger room" to Joe.
It's like, oh yeah, you
I
definitely.
really was just gnawing, and you brought it up, and
Yeah.
you just had to say
said,
the
"We don't
joke,
have to bring it
even
up."
though you said
It was great.
But yeah, my experience with Dragon Age has always been kind of weird. Had no interest in the original 2 games, and then I played Inquisition for like 4 hours, like a decade back, and I was like, this is good.
But the story is ongoing. How are you enjoying it when it is?
Can a story really be considered ongoing when there was like 7 years in between games?
Yes,
Yeah.
because it is. They are referencing like the story.
So yeah, that's
this is.
Veilguard especially.
Listen. I agree with you that it is stupid that they, like, this is not just some sort of soft reboot. But this,
I'm not saying it has to be a soft reboot. I'm just saying
It is a direct sequel.
it is.
Yeah, but I think
all
that
of the
they
games,
will probably give you enough information
no.
to be able to
So
play
here's
the
the
game.
thing.
You haven't played the game. How do you know?
I've listened to a good amount of podcasts where they talk, where people have been like, they presented this as a game where newcomers could jump in, and that is not the case, really.
Where I'm at currently, which is I've beaten the introductory chapter. I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of following along.
From the forest's mouth.
Yeah. Straight to the woods.
Introductory chapter.
Well, yeah.
But he also only played seemingly the introductory chapter of
The first
Of
three
Inquisition as well, yeah.
the first 3 to 4 hours of Avowed, I didn't feel like I was lost in that world, and then boy did the next couple hours where I was like, oh, there's a lot of like proper nouns I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't really need
keep
to
y'all-
know any of them.
Yeah, I'll keep y'all updated as my journey with Veilguard continues then. But the game is really fun. I think it feels really good to play, and I think it looks really nice.
Yeah, it looks
How
fine.
many pronouns have you encountered?
Ooh, I think there was a few he's and
Okay,
some
we're
hims, of course.
Sure, we're fine with
Yeah.
those.
They definitely referred to a
allowed.
few she's and hers.
Okay, that's skating the edge, but all
Yeah,
out.
well, well, it's 51% of the population, so I don't know if that's skating the edge. I don't know. If that statistic has changed. Well, I'll look into that. And then
It's definitely got to be around that same number.
Truly, I don't think I've come across any singular they or them usage yet. So really, how woke can the game be?
Yeah, come on, people.
Yeah.
This is a game without a they or a them.
Yeah. It's just a game about preventing the end of the world via
More like they end of they,
They.
world. They end of them
they
world.
They world ends with them.
Jeez. Oh my gosh.
Good heavens. But good heavens. Good heavens. Oh,
Well, I never.
they never. But yeah, so this game is very much a direct sequel to Inquisition, where one of your party members in that game.
No, like Himquisition.
Huh?
All right, I'll stop.
Yeah, you've lost me, unfortunately.
Himquisition.
Himquisition. I heard hen.
Yeah.
I heard
Like a-
Henquisition also.
Like a
It's full of chickens.
Yeah.
It's a game full of, and that's political because we all know the price of eggs has skyrocketed.
So true, so true.
We're in a modern day Henquisition ourselves.
Yeah.
Am I right,
Honestly.
boys? Am I right, boys?
Yes, sir.
Oh my god.
But yeah, one of your party members from Inquisition ends up being the elven god of lies or some crap like that. So
Yeah, Solus.
yeah,
Yeah,
so the beginning of
egghead.
Veilguard is hunting him down, stopping him, and then the game does this really cool thing where you have a one-on-one spirit realm conversation with him after crap goes south, and he's basically like, if you don't do what I was trying to do, the world will end. And so
With you. With they.
with they,
With they, yeah.
the world
Yeah.
will end with they. And so you're given like this kind of direction that you have to go in following that of like, okay, do I try to actually heed his warning, or am I just gonna find out how to do this my own way and save the world?
Like Sinatra did it. He did it.
He
his own
did
way.
it his way. He did it his day.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's
And
a really
that song
interesting
was
setup.
about Dragon Age Veilguard.
It's true. He was a man decades ahead of his time.
Yep.
Truly. But yeah, I think this game is really interesting so far. And I'm really excited to see more of it, especially as someone who knows almost jack crap about Dragon Age. My biggest experience with Dragon Age is using a tie-in armor for Dragon Age 2 in Mass Effect 2 called the Blood Dragon armor because it's all silver with a red dragon on
Are you
it.
sure that's not a Far Cry tie-in armor?
I promise it's not. But it would be
The
cool
only thing
if it
I know
was.
about Dragon Age is that there's like these 8 balls, and if you collect them all, you get a wish.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
No, I think he's right.
It's possible.
Yeah, I mean, who's to say? Have any of us played any of the Dragon Age games?
Nope,
You have.
Oh, so true. Yeah.
that's true.
So
Have you
I'm the
guys heard
I
the-
play a
foremost-
bit of Dragon Age Fighter Z, but that's it.
Have you guys heard the drama about the Dragon Age stuff?
The Dragma.
The dragma for the was revealed in the last week
No.
about how the two internal teams inside BioWare. The Mass Effect team actually like hates the BioWare. That hates
the Dragon
the
Age
Dragon
team?
Age team. and,
Wow.
like
And
there's
vice
like
versa?
drama between them, and now they are all the Mass Effect team, and there's just a lot of strife.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
They should stop making Mass Effect and go and.
Oh, whoa,
and-
buddy. Let's
and
not
they
go that far.
Hold on. Well, I'm not saying stop it forever. I'm just saying pause it, and
It's
as a
been paused
way
for a decade.
as a way to build morale, they can instead
Make Baldur's Gate 4.
no, they can work on
Because
Sonic Chronicles, the
They
Dark
could work
Brotherhood 2.
They could do that,
They could
or
do
they
that.
could do Jade Empire 2.
Yes. Yes, actually.
Yes, and I agree.
Yes, thank you. Jade Empire 2. That would be
More like
excellent.
Vade Empire 2.
Yeah.
Vade Empire 2.
That game is
Vade Empire 2,
problematic.
excuse me.
That game is very problematic, but it is very
It's so
good.
cool.
Kung Fu RPG? Karate?
Yeah.
It's rad.
When BioWare was at the height of
Is
their
it Kung
abilities.
Fu or is it karate?
There's multiple forms of
There
fighting
actually,
in
yeah,
it.
there's different styles
Yeah.
you can choose.
Seth? Jerk?
You're the one who said Kung Fu RPG karate, when those are two different distinct martial art forms.
All three things pertain to Jade Empire.
This
I don't know
is
what
true.
to tell you.
Yeah, this is true. I'm
I was
not
just
sorry
stating
to say.
things.
Yeah, he's spitting facts.
He's
Just
been
saying.
vexed.
I have.
That's woke.
I have.
Good.
That's
I've
why
got the
that's why my
virus.
bars on my phone are so good in here.
Yeah.
This-
It's emanating off of you.
yeah.
And then, yeah, I've also been playing another BioWare game. I've been playing a lot of Mass Effect 3 multiplayer lately. Because that's what my friends and I have wanted to play instead of Call of Duty or Halo.
My kingdom for you to
Play a new game.
play something good.
Hey,
Right,
whoa,
so I-
whoa, hold on, buddy.
I never played a Mass Effect game. I have like a vague idea that it is a single player, like it's a BioWare RPG.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I understand the notion of what those are. I have no idea what Mass Effect 3 multiplayer could be.
It's just
People loved it.
It's just a firefight horde mode sort of
Here-
thing.
Next, in like 2 weeks, Forrest is going to come and be like, me and my friends set up a weird private server and we're playing The Last of Us multiplayer. like, we're,
That would be impressive.
like, and it's good. The Last of Us multiplayer that people loved, but they only included with the
Yeah.
first game for some reason. And
Well, that's
good.
because they were going to split
That is-
it off into its own game.
Yeah.
And then
yeah,
that
And
was,
then-
they realized that was the worst idea.
Yeah. And they were so right.
And it's weird because they've had a lot of weird ideas, and including re-releasing number 1 and 2
you know, I
over
try
and
to
over and over
I
again.
try to
As
take
the-
breaks from
They've done it
dunking.
recently again.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
It's
re-released
the PC
it for,
release this time.
No, it's
No,
they
it's
released
like-
it for PlayStation 5 in
Yeah.
one package.
I thought that was
It's 1 and 2.
They did an all-in-one package.
Yeah,
Kingdom Hearts did it first.
$110 for both.
110.
Yeah,
That's
not know
crazy.
yeah.
That's insane.
Look at that! It
wanna-
comes with a letter from Neil Druckmann himself.
Lord,
It better-
is everyone unique?
It better. Yeah, it better
mean,
be. It
Listen,
better be somehow specifically
tried to
addressed
be,
to be.
yeah.
I try to take breaks from dunking on these people because listen, I'm part of multiple gaming discords at this point, and I'm part of
multiple
the
Vaming
yeah,
Discord.
the
Vaming
the-
them chords.
I'm part of the Jeff Grubb like game mess one. And
Naming
Vame-
his
Vame
chords.
mess.
let me tell you, I brought up, man, I really wish that they would focus on remaking or remastering any game that they have made besides doing another repackaging of Last of Us 1 and 2. And every time someone in that Discord says something bad about Last of Us, there's always one guy in there, or one, I actually don't know, one them that goes,
One they them.
one they them that goes, you know, the only people that talk about Last of Us are the people that are complaining about it. It's just a great game and no one can let it go and everyone's got to dunk on it. And it's like, bud, it's okay that this is like your favorite thing in the world. And I'm like, it's okay to simp for things, man, but you have to understand that there
Like
are a
them
lot
for
of
things.
you are in the majority of the people. Like, people love this. You cannot act like you're in the minority.
He's the man in the arena.
It's true.
Yeah, and so it's very
The
annoying
drunk
every
man in the
time.
arena.
I haven't
At least we
started the
know
show.
that they're making a new game.
Yeah, that's not Last of Us.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Now, will
But
we
it's
get
not-
3 or 4 remaster repackaging of those games before that game comes out? Probably.
Who's to say? It'll be on the Switch too.
It's not.
That would
Calling
be
it
wild.
now.
That would be wild.
Put the Jack collection on the Switch.
Yeah.
Oh,
Unironically.
I believe it's called the Jackbox Party Pack,
no.
and it is on the Switch.
Get rid of the
Those
save
games
from
are
it,
on the
and,
list of may not start on the Switch too. It's weird.
Jackbox,
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's
Jackbox Party Pack.
dang.
Get rid of the C. It's still
Yeah, yeah.
Jackbox Party Pack.
Listen, I just want Jack X Combat Racing on the go. And I think that should be something I'm allowed to have.
Well, you simply have to put it on your PlayStation 5 and stream it to your portal.
It's true, I can do that.
Is Crash Tag Team Racing available on modern consoles? Or
Did they not
don't know.
re-release Crash Tag Team Racing?
They definitely released Crash Team Racing and Nitro
Okay.
Karts. I don't know if they ever did CTTR.
yeah.
Really,
I had that
it's
on the GameCube. Fun game.
the best. I mean, the best car racer is the Double Dash. So just get that one.
I'm not a fan of Double Dash.
It's okay. You're wrong.
You weren't supposed to hear that.
Yeah, Forrest, can I talk to you over here?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
I agree. I think Double Dash is like fine.
Thank you. It's
I mean, look, I played a lot of it on the
It's-
GameCube because it was the Mario
yeah,
Kart.
absolutely. Like,
Did I
we
unlock
grew up
everything,
with it.
including the golden cart?
Of
Yeah, of course I
course.
did.
Heck yeah.
But it wasn't as good as 64.
It
and
wasn't as
Whoa.
good as
and
DS.
it wasn't as. It
was better than
definitely wasn't
GBA.
as broken as DS.
Yes,
that's for sure.
so true, so true.
But it also wasn't on the go like DS. was it?
Exactly. I couldn't play Double Dash on the band bus on the way to competitions or
Yeah,
football
and
games.
I could play Mario Kart DS on that.
Yes, sir,
And then
yes,
Mario
sir.
Kart 7.
Mario Kart DS is why
Way
Seth and
better.
I are friends.
Excuse me, we are having a private conversation here.
Please.
And it's definitely not better than, like, the one on the Switch.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Or
So-
gonna be better than the one on the Switch
So
too.
I don't know,
Like, come on.
You know, it's better than Game Boy. Sure, we got that. It's probably technically better than the original.
Yeah,
But that's the
yeah.
original, so it's like I'd probably even put it below that. Anyway,
Anyways, yeah.
what were you saying, David?
I just think that Double Dash is great.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, sure.
So maybe the best Mario Kart. It's fine.
But anyway, the. Forrest, can I talk to you? for a
Yeah,
second?
yeah, of course, please.
I just can't. He didn't even realize
We
he's
can't
the
keep
best,
doing this.
the best kart racer, and there's so many other
I
ones that are
know.
good. Like Diddy Kong Racing is for sure better than Double Dash.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I
sir.
just can't. But that's. Yes, we agree with you, David.
Wholeheartedly, unanimously, Mario Kart Double Dash suplex certified.
In the way that we all agree on our Game of the Year lists, we agree with you about Mario Kart Double Dash.
Yeah, it's great. Especially when you would get two different characters with different weight differentials. It's awesome. It was fun. You could swap between them.
But then
So you
it
could
just like
str-
averaged them.
Yeah, but that's okay. What was
So
that
like a
noise?
heavy and a light character just turned into a medium character.
Nah. I don't know if that's how that worked.
It definitely had the best
oh
items.
man,
Because I don't know why they have not brought back the unique items, and it seems like
Yeah,
they're not
they
doing
had
it in
unique
World either.
items.
I guess I can understand why they're not doing it in Worlds because it has like 100 million characters in it.
I think that's even more reason to bring it
Yeah,
back.
yeah, that's true.
I'm just excited that I'll be able to play as Monty Mole
Yep.
and
I think it was in DS.
and the dolphin.
I could be wrong. The dolphin, yeah. And of course, cow. We love the cow. Everyone
Moo
loves the
Meadows
cow,
cow.
but there's so many good characters. like every single Mario character seems to be in the game.
We have a
Which is good.
15-minute direct tomorrow about the.
Yeah, but Mario.
By the
Kart
time you listen to this, will have happened. Who knows if we'll be able to pre-order the system? If we'll
Anytime
hear
soon.
anything about that tomorrow. I hope.
I bet it will begin with a thing that says you will not hear about it.
They have.
Like how they used to, in front of the Switch Direct, say there will be no information about Switch 2.
They have muted the chat. This
Oh.
for the yeah.
Because everyone is spamming. Lower the price. I gotta say, there's been a lot of weird takes to me, personally, about the Switch 2 and the pricing. I just think it's and just in general. Like I was reading the other day, I guess Shuhei Yoshida was someone interviewed him.
Yep. Here
and
we
he,
go.
And he was like, I don't really understand what Nintendo's doing. Like they didn't come. It's just it's just a better Switch. It doesn't have like the unique hardware stuff like they used to. I'm like, well, yeah. What do you mean? Yes, that's what it is. I don't understand. What do you? What's your problem here?
Unique hardware. What other video game console can turn the controller into a mouse? I don't know. That's all I'm saying.
That's Shuhei. That's what you did at Sony. Every time you released a
I know.
console,
It's like it's
you
it's
abandoned
it's
when you made the
boggling my
cool
mind.
when you made the cool boomerang controller. You abandoned it because you're a coward.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to tell you. Like you,
Yes, but it's like consumers, they're fine with it if it's Microsoft or Sony. But it's like if it's Nintendo, it either has to be cheap because it's Nintendo for some reason, or it has to be something. I don't know. It's just I just think think it's weird. Like
It
it's
has
just
to
it's
be
just
cheap.
a lot of weird takes.
it
Like,
has to be cheap or it has to be weird,
yeah.
and they
and
won't
solely
accept.
because it's Nintendo. Like people are legitimately, and I just don't understand the mindset. Like, well, where's the new gimmick? And it's like, why does it need one? A lot of times, Nintendo comes out with a new gimmick, and people complain about it and say that it's not useful.
Or just people. Your brother, I love him. The other day in the car on the way to the Orange and Blue game, he's like, "It's just insane that they're charging $450 for that thing." And I'm like,
That's how much
Zach,
the Xbox was.
it is the same price as a Steam Deck, and it is as powerful as a Steam Deck. What do you want from them? They are charging what it is
Yeah, they're
worth.
charging like market price, basic for the specs.
For equivalent items, like
Yeah, and
I don't know.
And it has like. I
And
don't
the
know.
$90 game thing isn't even real. People have just
that's
misconstrued that.
weird.
Like, and because people on the internet are dumb, they just have read it and they've ran with it.
Yeah, I don't know
So,
where that
like,
number came from. I mean,
it came-
the 80 and
It
70,
came
like it's
from
still
someone overseas
Yeah.
saying, "I can't handle this being $90," when it was $90 in their dollars,
Yeah.
not
and like somewhere in Europe. I
our
think.
dollars.
Yeah.
So and it was a bad conversion anyway.
Yeah.
So they.
Yeah.
And people on the internet are just like, $90? I can't believe it. Nowhere has Nintendo said that a game is going to be $90 physical and 80 like it. That's not what they've ever said. It's genuinely insane to me. Is it a little weird that Mario Kart's 80? But
Yeah.
that game is going to have content forever. Like, if you see how
Yeah.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was like supported throughout the entire lifespan of the Switch One, that's easily a $200 worth of game there.
Yeah.
Insane.
I mean, look, I can sympathize with anyone who's saying this is more money than I am.
Sure.
And
No, no,
I'm
no. I
willing
can
or able to spend on
Yes.
this. But I don't
Yes.
think that means that like the price that they are charging is outlandish.
Right.
Like it is
I'm
more
with
than
you
I would
100%.
want to
Or
spend on it.
unprecedented.
Right. I mean, good. You look. It is funny. Like sometimes people will post images of the print ads for the Super Nintendo where all the games were $90.
Yeah.
And like the conversion of dollars then to dollars now is absolutely absurd, and it makes me wonder how we ever had any Super Nintendo games.
Yeah, I don't know how.
But yeah, it's I don't
Rent
know.
and steal from Blockbuster.
Sure.
Yeah.
But like it's fine. Let all these people be mad, because then it'll just be easier for me to get one. Like
Yeah.
I just fine.
Honestly,
Well,
But I just wish it was like legitimate, and I'm sure that there are legitimate criticisms, but I've been seeing so much more things that in my mind are just weird.
Yeah.
Like people not understanding, like there's a disconnect between what is happening, and I can also understand why someone would say this is just a higher powered Switch, which I'm not really interested in. I want something new. Like that's fine if that is your
Hilariously.
actual, if that's at your actual viewpoint. Well, then yeah.
Hilariously,
I get
that's
that.
exactly what I want. That's
Yeah, that's what I want.
yeah.
I wanted it to be the same thing, but to be able to run better games on it.
I maybe wanted to have folders. That would be the only thing I would maybe
shout out to
change.
the 3DS, bro.
But genuinely, I want it to be able to run Disney Dreamlight Valley better and Pokemon Unite better. Like, please God, don't my Switch. The RAM it cannot handle. It genuinely almost crashes every time it loads up Pokemon Unite. It is a struggle,
That's actually crazy.
and I just want to play Pokemon Unite smoothly. So please, I can only play it on my phone or on my Switch, and I don't like playing it on my phone. It doesn't have the right feedback for me.
You need force feedback.
Yeah, it's got vibration. and all that
Forest
stuff.
feedback?
Yeah.
Force, give me your feedback.
I think you're doing a good job, buddy.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah.
He would tell me not to play Pokemon Unite, probably.
No, but it's only for Pokemon
Yeah.
Unite.
It's so good.
But yeah, that's what I don't want to say that about the Switch 2. Who knows when we'll be able to pre-order it?
Oh, either way, it's coming out on June 5th. So they've said it's coming out.
Yeah, whether or not
That's
you'll be
what-
able to pre-order it,
Or if it's a free for all.
or it's just like you better show
Someone
up.
someone speculated that they may only sell it through the online My Nintendo store at first,
That would be interesting.
because then they don't have to pay out to retailers.
yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't like it because I want to trade
That-
in my Switch.
That sets a weird precedent, too, for any future console releases.
Well, no, I mean Sony did that with PS5.
It did?
Well, but I mean they did also have it.
They allocated a ton to their online store.
They technically did have it in stores, but
Yeah,
you could never
they-
find it because it was a very small amount.
Yeah.
And the most reliable way to get it was
Through
through
PlayStation.
PlayStation Direct.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think it'll probably be easier to get the Switch 2 because they seem to be
Switch
loading up
TOO or Switch TWO?
either way.
They are
They seem to
loading
be
up.
loading up on stock, so
Good.
I mean it still won't prevent people from scalping it.
Yeah.
I kind of hope there's a different colorway of the Joy-Cons.
There will be eventually. I don't think there
Yeah.
will. They want it to feel premium. Like that's what they're going for, the cool premium feel, especially with the color inlay. Like that looks really nice.
Yeah, I
And
I appreciate it.
I'm with you. I want there to be different colors.
Yeah.
But right now they're, because of the price, they're wanting it to be
Yeah.
distinct and premium.
I would just like if they had a color option at launch. Because, Switch 1 had the gray, but it also had the neons.
I think that it's also
And
then
instead they just kind of rolled that in together with the neon joystick colors.
I think it's them also trying to differentiate from the Switch One, so that people don't just, because this happened with the Wii U thing. They want to try to,
That's another thing that people are saying that is like, it's just like this. People are like Switch 2. That's such a weird name. People are gonna get it confused with the Switch, and I'm like, what world are you living in?
that's whatever. It's people are dumb. They're saying that, but they understand the difference between PS4 and PS5. It's just that they hold Nintendo to a weird standard, and it's just it is what it is. Everyone loves Nintendo until they want to have some weird nitpick with them, but Nintendo doesn't care. Like that's the one beautiful thing about them, is that it's just like they don't care. They don't. It's not
Yeah, just like Weezer in that one song,
Yeah.
Pork and Beans. They
Yep.
don't care.
Good song.
Weezer, Discord.
Weezer Discord.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Go get the Switch too.
If you can.
If you can. We're trying. I'm going to get one. I'll find it.
I mean, I'm not actively trying because there's nothing I can do.
I will attack someone for one.
Yeah, I'll mug somebody.
The things I will do to get my hands on a Switch 2. I need it violently. It's like,
Yeah, I'd like to have it now and just be playing my games on it now.
Yeah. I would love to play Metroid Prime 4
Well, I don't
now.
even need the new games now. I just want to
Oh, you
play
just
my
play the
games on the better hardware now.
Yeah, so
Yes.
true. It's your games and you need to play them now.
Yes.
I want to be able to load Pokemon Unite smoothly. the increase in RAM will be glorious.
Yeah.
And the GameCube games.
Oh, that thing's gonna run at 120 frames. Pokemon Unite. It's gonna be so smooth. MOBA time. Man, it's gonna be great. Running around as Score Bunny, zapping people.
Yeah.
Not zapping, shooting fire.
Yeah, what
You
kind
don't zap with
I mean,
Score
you
Bunny.
can teach a Score Bunny Thunderbolt.
Probably.
Yeah.
What's the? I can't remember the name of the. Zorora. Zorora's the good zapper in that game. He's a jungle. He's fun to play as. He does a lot
Actually, I
of
think
zippy
he's
stuff.
a Pokemon.
Yes.
I don't
but
think he's a jungle.
Well, he's a jungler. Like he hangs out in the jungle. MOBA terms.
Yeah. Sure.
I don't know what
Sure.
I don't know what triggered Forrest with that, but it doesn't seem like it's very woke of him.
I'm woke, I swear. Please, no. Don't cancel me.
All right.
So much for the tolerant left.
Yeah. But yeah, give me the Switch now. I just and be cool.
What are you,
touch
Maruka
grass.
Salt?
Touch grass, people. Jeez, you're the same people that are complaining about this are going to find a way to justify spending $100 on GTA 6. So, and that will perplex me more than anything. So, but whatever.
You guys ready for
Everyone's got
the
their
Elder
thing.
Scrolls remake coming out next week?
I don't care.
Oblivion.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll play it for a little bit and then uninstall it. That's because Clear
I'll give it a
Obscure
shot,
33 is
honestly.
coming out,
That's
and
true.
so
That's
true.
and so I don't.
That's more
I
important.
really don't care.
Yeah.
Like it'll look neat, and I'll be like, "Look, Oblivion," and then I'll be like, "Oh, but Clear Obscure is out."
Yes, sir.
Oblivion has a singular weirdness to it, compared to like the smooth edges of Skyrim, if you can call it that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the first time I think I've ever heard Skyrim described in such a way.
Yeah, really, you can only
But it's true.
a
it's
Bethesda
true.
game only looks functional in comparison to his previous iteration.
Yeah.
I've always heard from Austin Walker of Waypoint fame that your first he said before that your first Bethesda game is your favorite.
Mine was Oblivion.
Which is wrong
But
because your favorite should be Morrowind. And so I've always wanted to play Morrowind, but they're not remaking that one, and I'm not going to go play an old version of Morrowind.
Yeah.
But I've heard that one's fun and janky. And so the ones that but I am very excited for Clear Obscure, which is going to make me just not care about the Oblivion remake.
Yeah. That's fair.
I want to play the game where you die if you become old or too old, and you fight against time and the creepy clock lady.
You know, everyone dies if they become too old.
It's true, like the beach.
And they fight creepy clock ladies.
That's true.
maybe
We all do that.
Yeah. I mean, I've done it already.
More like creepy clock theydies.
Ladies and gentledems.
don't like that.
Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, thank you. Also, speaking of Hades, would love to play Hades 1 again on my Switch
I
2.
don't like theydies one.
Because Hades 1 will run smoother.
Well, yeah, but
It ran well before.
Why would you do that when Hades 2 is going to be on it?
Because I've got the itch and I've
'Cause
already
one
been doing
has you
it.
playing as Zagreus.
Yeah, and he's hot. So
Everyone's hot in Hades.
That's true.
Kind of
Really.
the thing.
that
Yeah.
is good. It's good. Except for Orpheus. Orpheus is kind of
Which one of you was it when we were
Probably
talking
me.
about Dusa, and you're like, "Do you mean Medusa?" I totally forgot that Dusa. I think it was you.
It was
It
me. It
was
was
you.
very much me.
it was you, Forrest. Yep.
Are you
All
saying Orpheus in Hades isn't hot?
Yeah.
He's just Sandman.
Yeah. It's not hot though. It's more like, hey, little freak. I like him, but he's not hot.
Listen to me.
He's no Poseidon.
There is a direct correlation between freak and hot. So
Yeah, but he's no Poseidon.
this
Again,
is true.
Like I said, Poseidon is the hottest one in Hades 1. I'm right.
I don't know about that.
I'm correct. If they change the art in Hades 2, and I know I could go look it up, but I don't want to see
Yeah,
it.
all of the art has changed.
Well, the designs have changed. but
Every
it's
single
still-
character is different.
They
looking.
better be hot.
It's just, they are.
They're all hot, of course, but they
still
all
are.
look different.
A lot of them have different designs. It's mostly just like different clothes, but they keep a lot of the same
Good.
identifiers and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Well, with that, we appreciate you listening. As always, we'll be back in a couple weeks. I'll have played Clear Obscure at that point, and that'll be great. I'm just so excited. Seth will probably at that point have found a way to spend 100 hours in Blueprints. We'll see.
I don't think I will.
Yeah, but there's no telling with you. Sometimes.
And I'll be confused
Forrest-
by Dragon Age lore that I don't have any clue
Forrest
about.
will have played The Last of Us, or no,
The
played,
Last of Us 1
he'll have played
multiplayer.
Uncharted 3 multiplayer somehow.
More like multi-there.
Yeah. All right, and we will talk at you later. Bye.
Goodbye.
See ya.